Welcome back to the Morning Brief on Channels Television. Time now to touch on the softer side of things, and this time we're looking into the Make in Nigeria space as we celebrate a young Nigerian that's doing amazing things as far as designs, fashion design is concerned. Let's welcome Promise Francis, a fashion designer and CEO Promise Couture. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Brief on Channels Television.
Good morning, Channel. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you on the show. So let's start this way. Walk us through your journey as far as fashion design is concerned. Is it a calling or something that happened by compulsion? And, what has happened in that space?
Okay, for me, fashion wasn't just a calling. It was just something that happened in a circumstance that Nigeria has brought to us. So growing up as a child, I love to dress. I love to look good, but it wasn't a career for me. I'm actually a communicator by career, and so this is where the fashion has brought me to. And part of it is I'm thanking God for the opportunity and the desire to serve in the fashion industry. There are a lot of persons who are out there looking into getting into the space, but they have no knowledge about it. But one thing is to be grateful to God who has granted me the desire and the passion to do what I'm doing today. So there are a lot of stories. I don't think we would have a lot of time to discuss how I started my journey, but it has been wonderful. I started as a young guy that didn't want to invest into anything but do what my parents wanted me to do. But along the line, I decided to just go for what I want to do. I figured that our fashion was going to do a lot in me. So this is where I am today, and I'm grateful to God too for the privilege to be where I am now.
Okay, interesting journey. Of course, I'm sure that there's so much more there. But before we begin to talk about your challenges, I'd like you to tell us what you have found about the preferences of Nigerians as far as fashion is concerned. Do you see Nigerians in your space embracing more of the originality of what is unique to us, or do you see that continuing preference for fashion as far as Western influence is concerned?
Yeah, currently Nigeria is so engaging when it comes to fashion. The industry has grown beyond just the Nigerian thing. We have the likes of the Lagos Fashion Week, which the likes of the Arise Fashion Week, and so much, and we had some great and amazing designers who showcased their pieces, and you can see the Africanness of their designs. So Western worlds are currently loving some of the Nigerian pieces and some of the things that we bring as Nigerian designers to the industry. So it's just beyond what we think that fashion is. Fashion is broad. It has a lot to play, especially when it comes to Africa as a whole. So, but Nigeria has been good when it comes to the industry generally.
The reason I asked that question is because I see a lot of formal designs in your collection, and whether we like it or not, when you go into the corporate space, there's more formality there as against, what is unique to us as Nigerians. But if you went to other countries, in India, for instance, their outlook as a nation is more original to India, to what is homegrown. So how far are we from that point where we begin to embrace what is ours, whether it's in the corporate space or something reserved for the fashion week alone, where we come out with truly Nigerian?
Currently, I would say that we've gone so broad in the aspect of some of our corporate affairs, corporate bodies have imbibed the culture of dressing in our Ankara prints, like the African Ankara prints in offices, and it's imbibed in our culture as well. We currently have schools who they have the cultural activities. They just want to have the cultural attires being put in place. So there are lots of stuffs going on in the fashion industry. Nigeria is diversified into different space. So we have different cultures. So bringing Indian is just a particular country that has a certain way where they dress. But Nigeria, we have the Yorubas, we have the Hausas, we have the Igbos. These are different cultures. So bringing all this together in different aspects, we're trying to. That's a whole lot of we trying to identify that we are collecting our culture into the Western space.
Okay, Promise. So let's talk about the issue of where you live, Port Harcourt, the River State capital. So I always ask, so when we have you guys, why you're not moving to Lagos, why you chose to stay in Port Harcourt, and how enterprising it is for you is staying in Port Harcourt to do the business.
Okay, for me, I don't think distance or location is a barrier to whatever thing you're doing in life. You just have to own it. Believe that what I'm into currently can make way for me. You have to understand the business. You have to understand the market. You have to understand your audience. So it is one thing to be into a business and you don't know who are your audience. You get? So I decided not to. This Lagos and Port Harcourt thing is not a competition for me. For me, it's just I understand my market. I understand the people I want to dress. I understand the people I want to style. So I don't think I have a market in Lagos. Lagos is far, far, far broad beyond what most Port Harcourt people do here, the designers. So we have a lot of calm people who want to dress calmly, but when you get to Lagos, you see that you have the more rash people who want to go extra, so that's just the thing. Location is not a barrier for me, but Port Harcourt is very okay.
So how enterprising it is. So are you making as much money as you want to make? I didn't ask you to tell me how much you're making, how much you sew your suit and all of that.
Okay, so Promise Couture is actually a growing brand. In the next 1 year, we actually going to be 10 years in the industry, and it has been good. I don't want to say how much I make, but for what I do, I would say it has been good. For what I do, it's good.
So also walk us through, because I'm looking at the viability of the space. Walk us through the collaborations that is in the city. I know I've forgotten, Bukola may remind me, but there's a lady we hosted one time, also from Port Harcourt, but I've forgotten her name now. What's the level of collaboration you guys are doing in the city of Port Harcourt to really make it an industry-wide, make it more of an industry than individual effort? I guess that's what I wanted to say. Because you have even mentioned the bank weeks and the fashion weeks are organized by a network or a station or a bank and all of that. What is going on in terms of collaboration within that space in Port Harcourt?
Okay, yeah, we have a lot of collaboration going involved. We have there's a fashion show in Port Harcourt. It's called the Nook International Fashion Show. That's in collaboration with the Nook Apartment, and we had recently we had the fashion experience that just happened some weeks back, and we had a lot of them. Port Harcourt Fashion and Design Week, and we had coming up soon is L'Afrique Fashion and Design Week as well. It's these are some of the collaboration we have. So we have both designers, both more of the people in the creative industry come together and see how we can put up things together, in our city, not just Port Harcourt, South as a region. So sometime last year, we had a massive wedding collaboration shoot that involved major of the best creative we had in Port Harcourt. So that was great when we had the likes of Warri Pikin coming into as an influencer to help push that program that happened last year. So there are a lot of collaboration that has been going on in the city of Port Harcourt and South as a region.
Amazing, and I can sense a lot of creativity in that space, with all of those collaborations, and we hope that it also projects Nigeria, on the global map as, a country to reckon with in terms of fashion. Promise Francis, thank you so much for your time on the program. We hope to host you again, and this time to celebrate more of your achievements. And by the way, Jeffrey will look very good in one of those designs of yours.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yes.
Thank you
I agree.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. We've been chatting with Promise Francis, CEO, Promise Couture, fashion designer in Port Harcourt. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And that's how it's been on the show today. That's our offering. Of course, the week is still young. We're back again tomorrow with another bumper package of your perfect morning starter on Channels Television, The Morning Brief. I am Bukola Koka.
And I'm Jeffrey Uzoma. I'm working my device to check what's going on in America. As soon as it breaks, all of us will get to know who is the next president of the United States, whether it's in days, weeks, or months, we don't know. Thank you for watching. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma. Don't forget, Sunrise Daily is up at the top of the hour. Thank you. God bless.